When I first discovered Lucy E. Parsons, I was surprised at how what she's saying is completely relevant to this day, even though it was written in 1885. This is our civilization. Is it worth saving? And it's from August 8th, 1885. Okay, is our civilization is our civilization of today worth saving? Might well be asked by the disinherited of the earth. This means those who did not inherit the earth, right? Like those who were not born into riches, those who were placed and kicked out, right? In one respect, 'tis a great civilization. History fails to record any other age like ours. When we wish to travel, we fly, as it were, on the wings of space, and with a wantonness that would have sunk the wildest imagination of the gods of the ancients into insignificance. We annihilate time. We stand upon the verge of one continent and converse with ease and composure with friends in the midst of the next. The awe-inspiring phenomena of nature concern us in this age but little. We have stolen the lightning from the gods and made it an obedient servant to the will of man, have pierced the clouds and read the starry page of time. Now you see why I like Lucy E. Parsons, okay? We build magnificent piles of architecture whose dizzy heights dazzle us as we attempt to follow our eye with our eye up along the towering walls of solid brick, granite, and iron, where tier after tier is broken only by the wondrous panes of plate glass. And as we gradually bring the eye down story after story until it reaches the ground, we discover within the very shadow of these magnificent abodes the houseless man, the homeless child, the young girl offering her virtue for a few paltry dollars to hire a little room away up in the garrets of one of them. And in the dark recesses of these beautiful buildings, the tramp, quote unquote tramp, demoralized by poverty and abashed by want, attempts to slink from the sight of his fellow beings. Yet it was their labor that erected these evidences of civilization. Then why are they compelled to be barbarians? And I will also say, with their labor, for example, that girl, the homeless man, the houseless child, y'all may be taught, oh hey, they're just homeless people, they don't do nothing for our civilization. They built it, and if they ain't built it, then their parents built it. And if their parents ain't built it, their parents fucking built it. Okay? As well, with what they do, the homeless people, as we know, yes, they are actually hardworking. Yes, they are actually in society. And they do help us. Like, they make things possible. We keep people at the bottom just to make sure that the top can be built, because the people at the top, they don't want to work. They don't. They just want to tell you what to do and then sit and enjoy everything without working for it. So anyways, why are they compelled to be barbarians? For it is their labor and their labor only which makes civilization possible. 'Tis labor that toils and spins and weaves and that builds and that another and not it may enjoy. 'Tis the laborers who dive into the unknown caverns of the sea and compel her to yield up her hidden treasures, which they know not even the value thereof. And also, sex work is meaningful work. Like, how do you guys not think that it is? Anyway, 'tis labor which goes into the trackless wilderness and wields the magic wand which science has placed in its hand. Its hideous, hissing monsters soon succumb, and she blossoms like the rose. As well with the homeless, houseless man and homeless child, I wanted to add, like, they tend to have a lot of jobs. Like, these kids tend to start working at, like, age 8. As well, these homeless people, men, adults, they tend to start working very young. And when they do work, like, at an older age, they work jobs that people do not want to do, which is why exactly they are so valuable. Labor can only level the mountain to the plain, or raise the valley to the mountain height, and dive into the bowels of the earth and bring forth the hidden treasures there contained. which have been latent through the changing cycles of time, and with cunning hand fashion them into articles of use and luxury for the delight and benefit of mankind. Now, why does this important factor in the arts of progress and refinement continue to hold a secondary position in all the higher and nobler walks of life? Is it not that a few idlers may riot in luxury and ease, said few having dignified themselves, quote, upper classes, this, quote, upper class, which determines what kind of houses, if any at all, because we know they don't let people have houses, the producing class shall live in, right? The upper class determines what the producers are living in. Okay, I wanted to pause and go back up to the part where they said the labor they don't know the value of. Like, this labor that toils and spins and weaves and builds that another, not it, may enjoy. So the people who produce everything, they don't enjoy it. The kids who make computers, they do not get to know how to use a computer. The adults that sit in factories making these high-end fashions, they do not get to enjoy them, right? And then the people who do enjoy it, they don't even know the value of someone's hard work. Like, somebody could work 8 hours on something and they don't even know the value of that. They just know, okay, I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna just enjoy it quickly. It's there, whatever. And then I'm gonna make you all do it again. Like, I don't care if you work. I don't care if you pass out. I don't care. Anyway, it's the upper class that determines what kind of houses, if any at all, the producing class will live in, the quantity and quality of food they shall place upon their table, the raiment they shall wear, and whether the child of the proletariat shall in tender years enter the schoolhouse or the factory. And when the proletariat, failing to see the justice of this bourgeoisie economy, begins to murmur, the policeman's club is called into active service for 6 days in the week, while on the 7th the minister assures him that to complain of the powers that be is quite sinful, besides a losing game, inasmuch by this action he is lessening his chance for obtaining a very comfortable apartment in the mansions eternal in the skies. So again, we're getting back to this. Heaven is not on earth. Heaven is outside of yourself. You don't deserve anything now. You should just work, 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 and don't think about anything else. And all the while, the possessing class are willing to pay the minister handsomely and furnish the proletariat all the credit necessary for this, if he will furnish them the cash for the erection of their mansions here. And then she asks a question at the end saying, when will you tire of such a civilization and declare in words the bitterness of which shall not be mistaken? Away with a civilization that thus degrades me, it is not worth the saving. Thank you guys, that is the end.